Welcome to Daily Reddit. Today's episode. r/Tifu by vomiting down my manager's neck. I felt quite awful about this lie and I needed a place to say this. This past Friday, my office was in a meeting. Our internal meeting room is designed to fit as many people in there as possible as we recently hired a bunch of people and the room is too small. So we sit in rows of seats with no desks in front of us. Sort of like a school bus, I suppose. My boss is sitting directly in front of me, and with this specific meeting, the back row, where I sat, was empty except for me. Our CTO is the one holding the meeting, so we are all seated listening. I was rushed into the meeting, and was unable to take my routine morning shit beforehand. As I sit behind my boss, I tried slipping out a silent fart, because my stomach began to ache from the huge McDonald's breakfast I ate. About 10 minutes passed, and I felt something in my boxers touching my inner leg as my brain completely omitted the fart from earlier. I instinctively think I sat in something, so I slide my hand in my boxers, only concerned with being discreet. My next idiotic, instinctive move after removing my hand was to sniff it. Well, it was immediately known that I now had shit on my fingers and just inhaled its smell directly. This caused me to instantly gag, and that too wasn't just gas. I projectile vomited my pancake breakfast up, and it slathered my boss's neck, running down the inside of his collared shirt. I instantly ran out of the room to the bathroom to wash my hand and clean myself up. I returned to the office and apologized endlessly and blamed it on my McDonald's breakfast and lied saying that it must have been undercooked sausage. I got the day off and he actually wished me well, unknowing if the fact I actually threw up on him because my vile self sniffed my own shit. TL/DR. I unknowingly wiped a wet fart with my hand, sniffed it, and threw up on my boss's neck, only to be given the day off and wished well. Tifu by thinking chorizo sausages were pre-cooked. Happened yesterday, still feeling the effects today. Went to the fridge to make myself some lunch. Saw what I realize now was chorizo sausages that required cooking. I normally get the pre-cooked U-shaped rings, so thought nothing of it. Happily put them in my tortillas with some cheese and microwave just enough to warm it through and melt the cheese, chucked in some lettuce. Afterwards happily wolfed it down and went about my day. Came home from walking the dog, got in the bath, relaxed, then got out the bath. The split second I got out the bath I knew all hell was breaking loose. I've never thrown up harder in my life. I couldn't breathe. Apparently eating raw pork had created Satan vomit that burned like the depths of hell. I've caught the norovirus in a hospital, but the vomiting from this was worse. But fortunately with pork hell it only came out of one end. The force of this sudden projectile vomiting, although it was into the toilet, had the force to coat the bowl, get some on the wall and the floor. I have no idea how I got none on myself. Crawled into bed and just wanted to die for a while. So now I sit with a sore throat and general ache all over from my own stupidity, slowly drinking sports drinks to get some liquids and other good stuff back in. So far having only eaten some plain toast and some very bland pasta. I don't think I'll be eating chorizo or any kind of sausages for a while. Apologies, English is my first language, I've just suck at it. TLDR, ate raw pork turned into a satanic burning vomit cannon that lasted so long I couldn't breathe. Tifu bites me goaling at my new job. This happened today, about 20 minutes ago, to be more precise. I just started a new job about a month ago. It's a quiet office environment. I only really know the people immediately around me, but everyone's been super nice to me so far. One of the things I love about this place is they have a bunch of free breakfast stuff in the break room. This morning I thought a bagel sounded nice, so I went to go toast one up. This is where the food begins. I separated the bagel into two halves and went to put it in the toaster. I've only ever owned peasant toasters, but this stainless steel bad boy had all the bells and whistles, including a bagel setting. I figured it wouldn't hurt, so I punched it and waited. While I stood there my mind began to drift. I started thinking about Lord of the Rings for some reason, specifically trying to figure out when my kids would be old enough for me to introduce them to it. I heard the door to the break room shut and assumed the only person who had been in there with me had just left. Then the toaster dinged and my bagel popped up. I took it out and was struck by how amazingly it had toasted. Warm and soft on the outside, toasted perfection on the inside. I started spreading the butter, still admiring the flawless Bajal in my hands. My brain was still in fantasy mode though, and I said to myself in full-on Smeagol voice, "Oh yes, we likes it. Gives it to us golden and crispy." At this point, my rational brain kicked back in, and I realized how fucking weird I can be sometimes. Oh well, no big deal. I take my Bajal and turn around, nearly running into a group of ladies looking at me like I just arrived from another planet. I tried to give a polite smile, but I'm sure the surprise and wave of awkwardness I was experiencing made that creepy too. I shuffled past them, and am now hiding at my desk. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before the new guy is rebranded as the multiple personality weirdo who talks to himself. Shit, TLDR, talked like Smeagol while buttering my Bajal, and was overhead by my new coworkers. Instant shame. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more.